Hey, how's it going? This is a little bit different stream today. Like I said, for those of you who follow me on Instagram, that this week's schedule, I just kind of left flexible and in the air because I really needed the flexibility because I'm finishing some projects and I'm feeling a little bit like all the things are finishing at the same time. You know what I mean? So, yeah. This is a little bit different. All right, so I make sure you can hear me. All right, cool. I think the wireless mic is now working okay. So hopefully, oh, I didn't do my little intro jingle. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. I just forgot to click it. It felt really quick when I joined. So anyway, I'm Sarah, by the way. Usually I cut a project on Wednesdays and then I sew part 1 on Thursday and I sew part 2 on Saturday. Hi, Mullen. So, and I have like so many things I want to do right now that I'm getting to that point where I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I've started really big projects with you guys, like really big projects with you guys, and I'm not making any headway in any of them, like jeans fitting and making your own sloper and stuff like that. And so those are, that is how I am though. I'm like one of those people that's like, I want to do all of it right now. Hi, Donna. So, and I know it's not possible. And we are chipping away at all of them at the same time. So, and I'm pretty excited about the menswear sewing this year because I feel like we have a really good plan. And I need 2 more patterns for that. So I can get the materials just to make sure. So that'll be good. Plus, my daughter's moving away this summer. So I need to allow for that because it's big. So one of the things I did this year was I was asked, and I felt really honored I was asked by a good yarn club that I really love to make a bag for them. They were like, we know you don't do this anymore, but are you interested? Because we would love it if you wanted to do something. And I was like, well, how would I do that? I'm not really set up for that. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, yeah, this sounds fun, So, and it's money. So it's money towards keeping me breaking even here and allowing me to do stuff like this. So, it's paid work. So I'm making 100 bags. And I designed the bag, and I even designed the fabric for the bag. That I didn't have to do those things, but I wasn't going to not design a bag. That's pretty easy for me. The fabric was just an experiment, and I really like how it came out. So, and I did it in lots of colors, and this is the color that I let her pick the color. So this is the fabric. This is one of the bags that partway done. It's a marigold print, and I need to do 100 of them. And so this is also the bag that kind of, hi Julia and hi Libby. This is also the bag that kind of kicked off my design and manufacturing series, which I know most of you are like, not interested in that. That is a series that I plan on doing for a long time. And this was the project that kind of finally kicked me into doing it because it's actually a really good, it's reminding myself of all the things that I used to handle and deal with. I wish I would have recorded that series a long time ago because I feel like I could have given a lot more information. It is not highly edited. It is not like highly like text overlay, any of that. It is a lot of information in like 30 to 45 minutes. But it's good information. So I have done, I think 5 of them. I'm not sure. I still have I want to do one on manufacturing. I want to do a pep talk-ish one and probably one more. And then that'll probably be it. That'll be it for the series unless I think of something. So thanks, Julia. Hi, Tammy. How's it going? So anyway, the very first episode, I kind of showed where I wanted the bag to go. And it was kind of, it resembles this, but it just didn't, it had a lot of sewing issues. And so I went for this kind of really interesting little bag, and it's it reminds me of a little cocoon or a papoose or something. And so it doesn't look very big, but it's quite big. And here's the profile of it. And the hand, it can stand up, whoops, like this, or it can sit down. And this is designed for someone who knits or crochets. Oh, that's ink. I mean, like printer ink, that's fine. And so what they would do is they'd have their yarn. If you're not a fiber artist, this is how usually a project bag works. You'd have your yarn in your project in your bag, and you'd knit from the yarn that's in your bag, right? It kind of tames everything and holds it together. And then your project is going to go on top and hold everything in there, and you can carry it around. It is not a high security bag. I used to do a lot of, very secure bags, but this is what I decided to do for them. So I hope they like it. Hi, Ray. Hi, Terry. No worries. This is just a chill day. I'm just going to probably production sew a lot. So yesterday I did a big chunk of, I'm doing like 25 at a time so that I can just not do a ton, And this is, so this is what it's going to look like. So far, I have a bin behind me of finished bags. This is where I'm at. So far, I have sewn and top stitched the ends. I've done the French seam. I've attached the handle, and now I am at the stack of pockets. Oh, I even designed a lining custom to them. They don't know about this. This is kind of a surprise. And it's Brooke's Yarn Club, and she hasn't been here, so hopefully this isn't like the one day she finally shows up, Hi, Mrs. Necro. Carrie, how's it going? So that's what I'm doing. And then the other thing is I kind of have this idea for doing a rug for my bathroom. And I feel like in a way it's basically just a quilt. But the twist is I'm going to make it non-skid on the back. And I've been looking at non-skid fabrics, and there's like the stuff we all know about, right? Like the pajama bottom, like pajama feet bottom stuff. I didn't want a tiny little package. There is yardage. A lot of it ships from China or Korea. And I don't know, I'm just not really interested in waiting around for that. And so, yeah, lurk away. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, lurk away. This is a good lurk stream. So I was looking and looking and looking and looking. And then I was like, what about the stuff you can put in like your drawers, non-slip, or under rugs, that I have a piece of it here. I have usually a piece under my serger, because my serger used to like walk along the machine, on the table, like walk away when I was using it. So I had that non-slip rug stuff. And I thought, what if I sewed that on? And I was like, I don't really know if I want to sew that. Like, it's kind of thick and gushy. I'm sure my machine would do it, but I think it's also going to be like finicky. But then I stumbled across this paintable non-slip stuff, and it was the same price as getting like a yard, and it'll do far more than that. And people were like, this stuff works amazing. Like, it works better than non-slip rug stuff. So I found that, and it's on its way to me. I should get it by Friday. So here's my plan. I've picked out a bunch of fabrics for this little rug. I'm going to use the Closet Core Patterns Free Floor Poof pattern for the top. So it's going to be like a pie, like with I'll show you at the end of the stream. And it's going to be round. And I ordered fabrics for this, and then I realized yesterday, like, these fabrics don't really go in my bathroom, so I think I'm going to supplement a few at the end of the stream today if I can find some. I've got a backing, and I'm going to cut them out tomorrow, sew it together tomorrow, and then start quilting it, and then Saturday finish quilting it, and hopefully I'm going to smear the non-slip stuff too on there and bind it. That's my plan. This is kind of a fun project for me, something I want, and I kind of need a fun project right now, and so, I don't know, it seems like kind of a cool thing to do. I'm not an avid quilter, I'm dabbling in it. This is basically a glorified quilt, I know that, but it does have the twist that, yeah, I'm not using quilt pattern, I'm just using the Closet Core patterns. Hi, Sydney. And then I'm gonna hopefully paint this stuff. It sounds like it smells vile. That's my only worry about it, but it disappears right away. But it works good and it doesn't take much to coat. So that's my plan. So anyway, if you want to hang out and sew with me, please do. Hi, Elena. How's it going? This is where I'm at in my bag. And so I worked really hard on this design because I really wanted it to be something that was pretty easy to sew. I didn't want to have to use any special machinery. I also didn't want to use any binding. And what was the other thing I didn't want to do? I didn't want to have to finish the edges. I think I should have cleaned up all my pockets because I think a lot of them, there's fabric hanging off the edge. And so I really waffled on some of the sewing for this bag. And it kind of just became like a matter of what do I want to do the least, you know? So yeah. Hey, I said hi, Elena, right? How are you guys? What are you guys up to? And this way we can just still stream and hang out. You can see kind of where this bag has come. I think it's kind of a unique design. I really like the design, but I do think it's a little bit like, huh, what's going on there? But it works really good. I have so many samples, but you know, that's what goes into the cost of designing a bag. Right, Libby? Exactly. No, I mean, like, this is kind of a necessary part of keeping my stream going is that I do need, I mean, I'm hoping that I don't have to always take on, like, paid, you know, things like that. But at the same time, I love doing stuff like this. Like, I was like, really? You want me? Oh, sorry, I forget the microphone's right there. The microphone's covering up my cleavage. I was pretty thrilled that they asked me and kind of like, really? But I'm not anybody anymore. And they were like, what do you mean you're not anybody anymore? Everyone knows who Chicken Boots was in their world, you know, so. Oh, you're diving in a bag of all gray Skittles. What does all gray taste like and why? You're altering a mother of the groom dress. That sounds like a big fat no to me. I don't want that kind of paid work. I'd much rather someone say, hey, would you make me 100 bags? Although my daughter did just give me something the other day. She has this cute little like a little, it's like a tank top, but it snaps in the front. And ooh, it is small. She is very small. And so she was like, what if we just added fabric to the underarms? And so I did, and it didn't really help a whole lot. We were kind of laughing about it. So, but you know, I'll do that for free. So. Ooh. What do you have left on your slacks, Terry? So the thing I got to remember at this stage is to put my label in. Oops. Because that's one thing I keep forgetting to do. And then I have to take out, you know, the stitches. So it's kind of a pain. So this, adding this little facing was definitely kind of, I was really torn about. But because I'm not finishing all the edges, I did finish the bottom because this cotton lining fabric frays a little bit. The sides not so much because they're cut at an angle. And this canvas I had printed at Spoonflower doesn't really unravel a whole lot because I used a design, well, what am I trying to say? This print on here has a lot of ink, and that helps with the edges. All right, I need a label. Hello, Catherine. How's it going? From Louisiana. Yeah, Libby, I don't know about that. Like, I like doing dishes. That's about as freaky as I get. Oh, really? And so why are you trying to resist that, Sydney? Just financially? Because it sounds like a good deal. Skittles came out with the Pride edition where they turned all of their Skittles gray. Oh, kind of like a reverse rainbow? That's interesting. I like the sentiment behind that. Zipper, side seams, inseam, hem. So basically you stopped when they were halfway done. I'm just teasing you. You made it sound like all you had to do was like hem them. You know? I'm not going to be fast today, am I? But, you know, the last step is always the one that kind of brings it all together and takes a little bit longer, right? So yeah, I decided to finish this little top edge. I could have just hemmed it. But my problem with just hemming it was that I didn't really like how it ended up under the pocket. So I kind of did this unique thing where I'm only facing this edge part way under the pocket. I'm trying to pull this apart. I'm trying to get better at this. This is something I haven't practiced a whole lot, so you're seeing me get better at this right now, and I'll just get faster and faster. But this is that process. Always clip my threads right away, so I don't have to go back looking for them. All right, and this one's done. And so it's a gift to myself to fold it right now, but honestly, I'll probably fold them all at one time so that I can just keep sewing, because I can do the folding anywhere, but I can't do the sewing anywhere. Oh, it's a 45-minute drive. Well, that makes sense. The problem with going there just for that, Sydney, is you will be like, I made the drive here, so maybe I should just, you know, look at a few things. And then it ends up being a 45-minute drive and a $450 trip, you know? It's very important to know how the bag is going to fold for when they ship it. So, oh, you ordered the slipper from Bootstrap? Nice. That's awesome, Catherine. I'm really eager to hear what you think. So I'm really surprised how all of you were really interested in the Sewist one and not the Pattern Lab one. You guys all seem to really like, your eyes were on that Sewist one, when I thought the Pattern Lab was slightly better. So it's a chill day. What am I doing? A pocket. Something about there can only be one rainbow in their marketing. Uh-oh. What is that little notch right there? Oh. Okay, well, this one, the handle got put on the wrong end. That's okay. I know how to adjust for that. I got a watermelon yesterday too, Allison, and it is so perfect. It's my first perfect watermelon of the season, and I had 4 slices before I started to stream. Interfacing intimidates you. Why does it intimidate you? Did you have a bad experience with it? You can just use fabric. I have a special, not a special bag, but I have a dedicated bag for my watermelon shopping, because yeah, it's like, you know, they would probably sell more watermelons, and I don't want them to do this, but they would sell more if they put handles on them. You know what I mean? Like some terrible, like, some So I don't have a notch to line this up with, so I'm kind of winging it here. Some like terrible single-use plastic thing that kind of like a watermelon sling. If they did that, you know, kind of like how like grapes have a bag now, you know what I mean? But I have a bag, and it's a small Chaco bag, and it fits a watermelon perfectly. You can fit other things in there too, but you know, the watermelon would kind of squish them. So, and yeah, it just makes it easy to carry my watermelon then. It's got its own bag. Yeah, exactly, Sydney. You know what I mean. Yeah, that's how going to Target used to be for me. Because when we got a Target in Humboldt, like we were all just like, oh my gosh, somewhere we want to go. And I was like, every time I go here, it's $200. I just need to not go here, you know? All right, so I kind of want to, I'm going to do all the pockets first. Yeah, but you know, oh, well, yeah, but Catherine, your dart's going to look different than mine. Or did you already get it and it doesn't look different? Oh, that's cool, Malin. You've never used it, Mrs. Necro. Oh, okay. Well, good. We're not dealing with something where we have to, you know, get you out of a feeling bad about it situation, right? Like you didn't have something bad happen. So think of it as just using another layer of fabric. That's all it is. Because remember, interfacing's a relatively new invention. You know, in comparison to how long sewing's been around, right? And they just probably use scrap bits of fabric before, like, you know, interfacing that you buy on a bolt has been around. And you see, I like use it 50-50. I just like using regular fabric a lot. And you could just try it. It's a sample, right? Is my what's shaking right now? Is it just my machine? Okay. I thought my monitor was doing this. It's so funny. I didn't even think that could be an earthquake, but you have to decide on your Holyoke. What about it? Oh, you want to try the next cup size on? Oh. So did you just do a sample of that, Sydney? Are you still kind of in the learning phase of it? Like the deciding phase? Polling where your buttonholes are right now? Yeah, I guess that could be that. I went to the Target once during this whole past year, and it was like in January, and oh my God, why do I keep doing this? See, so I made a dart, or I mean a notch right here, so I can just start my pocket right there, and then I have a notch right here to pivot. But I keep doubting that it's there because for a long time I kept forgetting to add that notch, and so I would start from the center. But I finally added it, and I made sure I can trust it so that I can just lay it there and do it the same and not even think about it. That's the kind of sewing we're after. And I'm lining up my fabric edge, not the pocket. Yeah, I was kind of shocked when I went into Target. I was a little bit overwhelmed. I was kind of glad they were out of a lot of stuff. I saw Ray here, I thought, earlier. I didn't get to say hi to you, Ray. And I didn't get to see what you said. This is kind of sewing I actually got to kind of look a little bit. Oh, Kathleen, I took on a project to make a bag for a club, and they're due in July. So, you know, I finally got all my fabric and I had finalized my design. I cut these out probably a couple months ago though, before I sold my cutting machine. So that's what I'm working on today. I'm kind of just getting to the point where it's like, I'll feel better if I make some progress, you know, even though I have plenty of time. Because doing 25 just takes me like a few hours, pretty sure, something like that. And that's going at a pretty fast pace. So if I just relax, it's a little bit longer. It's not bad. So that's what I'm doing today. And I was pretty flattered and honored that they asked me to do this. So I designed a bag, and then I also designed this fabric because it's a naturally dyed yarn club. And they have the yarns made, like it's their own bases. So that's why I did the marigold print, because most likely a lot of this month's color will be using marigolds, because I asked. So that's what I'm doing. It depends on where your buttonholes and buttons are, Miss Carrie, because I find that usually when your buttons, I don't know what kind of pulling you're talking about. Like, is it pulling that you're able to see inside your garment, like it's pulling apart and it's like this, you know? Because that's just too tight. And you could put, make sure your buttons are vertical. Make sure you put your button and buttonholes at the point of greatest stress, so like right across your bust, you know? And you can put them closer together, and that will also get rid of the gaping. So what I would do is play around with pins and see what helps it. But if you need more girth, you need more girth. And interfacing will definitely help, because if the button band is kind of crumpling, then you probably need some more stability. Oh, okay, so Sydney, so you're still figuring it out. That's cool. That'll be nice. All right, I want to get rid of this ink here. So the last couple of days I had these all cut, and I just made sure that I had the markings for the handles. What was the other thing I did? I marked all the handles. Oh, and I had to cut out one spot on the pattern pieces, because I didn't feel confident with the machine to kind of do this cutout, and so I had to do it by hand. But you know what? Even though it takes me longer, that's okay, because knowing that it's going to be okay is so much better than saving, you know, a couple hours sometimes, especially with that machine, because I could have ruined, you know, 50 bags if I hadn't cut it right. And I don't want to buy extra fabric, because that's money. So. And this is a pattern I kind of want to write up and what's wrong? Ooh, ran out of thread, I think. It's never done that before though. Oh, right, you'd been curious about the bag somehow. Oh, cool. It's not denim. It is, gosh, I feel like it's, oh, you know what? It might be the bold denim, the denim by Spoonflower. It's not denim though. It probably has that texture that you're thinking. It is denim. It's non-stretch. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember what I got, because I was testing out 3 of their fabrics, and the Cypress cotton canvas I really wanted to work out, but it is nice and thick, but it's also kind of softer and more more drapiness to it compared to this. The twill, I love the twill, and I love the linen cotton canvas. The linen cotton canvas I thought was going to be too thick, I'm pretty sure. Or no, this is actually pretty sure thicker than it. You know what, you guys, when I do research, once I'm past it, I just completely forget. Sorry. Against the buttonhole. Okay, yeah, so when you're doing, like, say you're doing something that needs to kind of give while you're wearing it, like a cuff or the stand on the collar right here, then you want the buttonhole to go horizontal because you don't want to be constricted around your neck, and your wrists and your hands and moving your arms is really going to like move this. But when you need things to stay like lined up and you need it to stay that way as if it was zipped up, then you want a vertical buttonhole. It's also more modest, you know, so that it doesn't gape. So, a muscatine. I don't even know. I feel like I've kind of heard that, but I'm kind of drawing a blank on what. They don't ever list the varieties of melons, and I really wish they would, because that would help so much. I should have checked this before I sewed this right here because of how funny it acted when I stopped, when I ran out of thread. I like the inside look good. This is a pretty transparent bag. Like I really don't have room to have any problems on the inside. And so I've specifically designed it how you can see on the inside, what you can see, what you can't see. That's why I'm facing that edge, because I just wanted to. Oh, nice, Mullen. Definitely not the button and buttonhole like expert, but I know that. You know, like I do know a lot about them, but I haven't, like, I feel like there's people who end up going down a rabbit hole of button and buttonhole placement, marking, styles. Then the buttonhole people that I'm always labeling as, my nice term for it is adventurous. I know one of you does bound buttonholes, and you're like, that's what I do. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, I'm hopefully gonna talk to Sonia about the book this week, because I'm not sure if the things I'm making, like what size she wants and stuff. She sent me some really fun fabrics though. When I've made the dress number one, the tunic number one, I have my usual fit issue, and that's about it. Like the small of my back, the fabric will pull there if I don't do something about it, you know. I had this, I had sewn this to where this was top stitched right here, and now I don't need to do that. And I really love how clean it looks here. It's understitched. I love how clean it looks. But I loved the top stitch too. That was when I wasn't facing this edge. I was roll hemming this part, and then I'd like go around it, and then I'd go over the pocket too, make a big circle. It was kind of cool. I liked sewing it that way. But I just didn't really like the juncture inside the bag where the pocket was. You could see a little bit in there, and it was hard to like consistently get a nice clean finish. And I really needed something consistent. Tastiest melon. So do they ship them everywhere? Or is it kind of a like, our melons stay here? You know, do they ship well, I wonder? Do I need to grow these? Is that what you're telling me? from one pile to the next. Hi, Ursula. How's it going? Oh, thanks, Kathleen. Yeah, I'll have it for sale in my Etsy or my Spoonflower shop when this is all released and everything. Because right now it's a surprise, you know, like she said it was okay that I film stuff like this, but I'm also not like on Instagram blabbing, I'm making the made here bags live on camera today, you know, so it can still be a surprise for those folks. So, because we definitely realize there's not probably a ton of overlap between our crowds. I'm a Made Here subscriber, so I get one. All right. It feels so much more successful if you get to switch tasks a lot, you know? But it also feels really great when you get to put a bag in the finished pile. So it's kind of like, ooh, do I keep going or not? You know? I wish I would have trimmed that edge there on the ones that needed it when I had it over there. And see, for this notch right here, so typically a notch like this, it can go to like the juncture, like where the seam allowance would hit right here on this pocket. That my favorite style when you have this kind of thing that you're sewing is when you put the point to that notch edge and you can trust it. It just depends. I'm sewing them and I design the pattern, so I can do whatever I want, but it just depends on like what people like, you know, and so it's kind of fun that I get to do it that way on here. Oops. I went one stitch too far. That's probably going to make it hard to pivot. Everyone interested in this area? You mean in your area where you live? Yeah. Are you going to organize the retreat? We're all coming if you organize it. Oh, nice, Ursula. I saw that, let's see, I kind of have been laying low on like all the stuff going on in Sewing World, but I saw that Cashmerette released a book to help pattern companies answer questions about, you know, expanding their sizing. And I also saw Itch to Stitch came out with a new top called the Knitiny. Yeah. 3/4 of the center back and tapered it to nothing at the side seams. Yay, no more pulling back. Right, I have that same thing, Kathleen. Yeah, and even though my chiropractor's like, you don't have a sway back, I'm like, well, my back is swayed there. And so the other thing I've heard is backward hip tilt, and that is exactly what I think I have. Don't matter what it is, I still need the adjustment, you know? And see, this notch is for when I go to put my facing on. I know right where to go. Start and stop. I feel like this overlock is like just a slightly different width than my old machine. And it definitely changes a little bit how I'm sewing it, you know? Like, it's kind of funny. I calibrated this pattern for a different machine. I didn't really want to have to use a serger even for this project, but I thought it was just better safe than sorry for that little area there. Oh, nice. The Colette pattern that I like so much. Ooh. Are you talking about the one I wear a lot, the Myrna? Or are you talking about the one that I would recommend for a sloper? I used to sew and wear a lot of those. In fact, yesterday I was wearing the sleeveless, the Dahlia as a sleeveless. I love that one. I've made a lot of theirs. I used to be a Seamwork member, but honestly, I'm just not really bowled over by the Seamwork patterns. They just, I don't know what it is about them. I feel like, I like that they're really good basics and they're really fast to sew, but I don't always want fast to sew things. Like I want something nice. You know, if I'm gonna spend all this time sewing something, I want a nice garment. And a lot of their current styles and things, they look kind of rushed. They look kind of budget. I hate to say that so plainly, but that I've just been trying to put my finger on it for a while. And yeah. And when they release them, I'm always like, that doesn't look like it fits very well though. So I don't know, maybe it's just me. Because they're really popular, and I think that that's really a testament to how their patterns do work. Their pattern drafting was always really good. I don't know how the Seamwork ones really are, but I really wish I would have taken the time to trim this. Yeah, and my booty started sticking out too, Kathleen. It's like I have a shelf, and I think that's partly because I'm a toe walker. You know? So my muscles have developed a little differently. And I've been toe walking since I could walk. So it's, you know, whatever. I have nice calves. There's a good trade-off, right? Do you guys want any other camera angle, or are you guys good with this? I hope Brooke likes this little fabric I made for the pocket, because look, it's a plump sheep that I drew, then the marigolds, and then her dye pot with like a spoon. I should have put a little like witch's hat on the sheep, you know. It gets really cute. I didn't want to use self fabric for the pocket lining because I think that would have just been a little too thick. That was the other thing, is like I needed thick fabric so I didn't have to use stiffener. It was the other thing I didn't want to have. But it had to be not too thick that I couldn't do a French seam with it, you know? So, oh, Ray, there you go. No, Sydney. Bishop Hill. Wait, that's a different thing. Inside the hem, no. Yeah, Libby. I don't want to say it that way, but that's exactly. I don't know what it is, because I really loved Colette. I really loved them. I love that they've been, you know, doing a lot of sizes for a long time. I don't know. It feels like they got a new pattern drafter, but I just assumed that's her, you know. So, but I do love the Myrna, and I feel like you and I have kind of a similar body type, Libby. I can't stop thinking about your Henley dress that you made. Like just 2 days ago, I put on the, you know that, what was the dress I made by Ellen Mason, by Audacier? The one that was the overall straps. That was the, her names are so hard for me to remember. It's like the Thea Rochelle Raglan, the Amy Louise Shift, and then that one, something apron. and Elizabeth Shannon apron, that one. And so I made that into like a little pullover overall dress with back elastic, kind of like fake smocking. And I love wearing that on the weekends, but as I was putting it on, I was looking for my Henley dress that I didn't even make, that you made. That was so cute and comfy looking, you know? Oh no, Ray, you're getting a new tablet. Ooh, fancy, fancy. Are you talking to me? What, interfacing? I'm not using any interfacing. Is that what are you talking to me? Wait, or are you talking to Carrie? Yeah, Malin, I mean, they're doing 2 per month. Yeah, so I think like that is totally doable if you have the staff for it though. And you're running ahead. But yeah, you'd have to have like a team of people, you know? But that is a lot of work. It really is. Like, I imagine that they're frustrated by it too, because they're probably like, ooh, but wouldn't it be nice if we could make this? And everyone's like, yeah, but we don't have time. You know, I could just see those design meetings. Yeah, but we don't have time. It's probably, you know. Oh, she was in San Francisco, huh? Yeah, I applied for they had like a video person, and I applied to it. I was really excited because I just felt like this was like my dream company. Like, I was so excited. I thought like I was in line with their styles, everything about it. And then I had kind of a bad experience with, I think, her husband. And I probably came off as like a little too eager, but I was just really surprised that they just dismissed me. And they were using my content in their seam work group. Like, I just got a comment the other day about the Myrna in there. They were using my Audrey jean jacket video as a reference for folks. And he was really, really, like, I don't know. It wasn't a good experience. They were looking for someone to relocate, but me and my husband were like, we were down for it. So I didn't even get to say that. Like, I didn't even get the chance to be like, yeah, we're planning on that, and my kid's grown, so I could be there in like 2 weeks. It'd be fine. But I didn't even get that chance. So, oh well. I'm glad how things worked out, you know. Yes, you. What interfacing do you think I have interfacing here? So on this bag, I specifically didn't want to have anything like that. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible because I was doing the sewing. I needed the price to fall within their price point that they specified. I definitely gilded the lily by designing fabric and having it printed at Spoonflower. But because I was doing all the work, I could do that, right? That was fine with me, losing a little bit of the profit for that because I wanted a good bag. Plus, I didn't want to have to buy, like, go through a source and find wholesale fabric, and I didn't want to have to go retail, and it was a pandemic, so I couldn't really go and like shop fabric and be like, all right, well, I either buy fabric at full retail since I'm not in the wholesale loop and I can't make a minimum right now, or I just suck it up and do the Spoonflower thing, which I can buy as much as I want or as little as I want. So then why not design something, which was a risk because I'm not a very good designer yet, and I'm definitely like, you know, struggling with it. So there was no stiffener or interfacing at all with this. There's no binding. There is a piece of facing at the end, but it's not binding. So, yeah. You like the way it says the corners, Ursula? Yeah, it is a straight, like this is a one long straight edge, so I'm making a box. So these are French seamed. This is opened and top stitched so that it was flat as possible to go into the French seam. And why not French seam a bag, right? The benefits to this is it adds stability. It holds the bag open a little bit, makes it stiffer. It's completely clean. Yeah, you have to sew it twice, but it's pretty manageable right there. It's a short amount. Yeah, there's no interfacing at all on this. I don't think I've used interfacing any of my bag makings besides a stiffener. And then if you need a stiffener reference, I can give you one of those. So yeah, no worries, Malin. I'm finally over it. I was pretty hurt at the time though, because I really was like, I did that silly thing where I was like, oh my gosh, this is like made for me. And then I had to I started going, wow, maybe it's my age. You know, maybe it's my age. I don't know. Her auto email was very different from his. They were not on the same page with how they were responding to people. She was far more encouraging. I don't know. And I don't think they ever hired anybody. So I don't know. They were like, we're going a different direction. We're hiring locally. I was like, well, do I even get like a conversation? No. Okay. Well, you know you're using my content, right? Don't care. Yeah, obviously. That's pretty cool. How does she keep up with all the pattern releases? You know? I like that idea though. I wouldn't mind adding more vlog style uploaded videos, you know, kind of like the Friday Sews, because I'm really liking that. Thanks to Beverly. To prevent shredding, could you not lower the blade to prevent, wait. Where did I miss the elastic? Oh, that's cool, Libby. Got a compliment from a stranger. I love that. Oh yeah, from Love Notions. That's where it's from. Can you mention what your favorite underwear binding ended up being? Second question. Do you only lower the serger blade when doing a rolled hem? This is cotton, Ursula. I ended up using a Pico elastic for all the ones you saw me sew on camera, but I will admit, Beverly, when I finished my last 3 pairs that I had, I used fold over elastic on one of them, and it was literally like white on one leg, cream on another leg, and pink on the waist. Like I was using scraps. And I just thought, I just want to try this on my cover stitch. While I think sewing the fold over elastic would probably give a lot of people heart palpitations, because it literally does feel kind of blind, because this is your underwear and this is your fold over and you're like holding it as it's going through the machine. It definitely made me feel kind of like, It actually went really well and it looked really good, and it's much softer on my leg. So I will say the Pico is a little scratchy, but my Pico was cheap. It was like 39 cents a yard. So, and what was your other? Do you only lower the serger blade when doing a rolled hem? I don't lower my serger blade ever. Could you not lower the blade to prevent shredding your elastic? Was I shredding my elastic? I didn't have any problems with that. I think what you're saying is intriguing though, and maybe worth, if you're having that issue. Because what I did was I used my serger and my cover stitch to kind of sew everything in like back and forth 2 parts. Oh, you saw the folder reference? Yeah, so it's interesting because someone who sews a lot of underwear was like, I only do Pico, I only do fold over on bras. And I was kind of like, okay, that's interesting. But then I just kind of wanted to try it. So I did it last second. Like I really wish I would have thought to try it with you guys and just do it on camera. But I am already looking at buying some to have on hand, because you can buy like a whole roll at places and I'll just suck it up and have one color, you know, because it can be really expensive, all that underwear and bra making stuff. And so I don't have to be that picky. I've just never been one of those people that wants gorgeous lingerie style underwear and bras. I'm pretty basic that way. I don't mind having a little bit of nice lingerie, but I don't wear that daily, you know? So, getting further and further away. So, I could, you know, suck it up and have like white and black, or, you know, like off-white and black, and just get a roll of each, you know, and have it on hand. That would be fine, because I think I liked the fold over a lot. Of the ones I made last year, I really liked the fabric for the waist. So, oh, okay, Beverly, yeah. The fabric for the waist, so basically I just folded a piece of like probably 1.5 inch wide cut fabric and folded it wrong sides together. And then I just serged that on my waist. And I like the way those feel. That being said, not all fabrics are probably going to give you the kind of stay on ability for your underwear as others. So, you know, I think some fabrics you could do a fabric waistband and your underwear are going to stay on. And it depends on your body shape too. Others, they might be down by your knees. So, why does this feel weird? Wrong notch. I knew it. I was like, wait, there's that seam. I'm way too close. So, did I run out of, oh no. What is Pico and what makes it different compared to other knits? Hi, Zuzi. How's it going? Welcome. Well, the Pico elastic really is just the trim on the edge of the elastic. So instead of the, okay, where is it? I know it's here. If you saw my cart, you would understand. It's all staged for production sewing. So like this right here is just like a 3/8 inch wide braided elastic. You can kind of see the texture in the light here. I really like braided elastic. It doesn't mean that that's the best for every job, but I really like braided because it feels the most stable. It's compact and it returns, right? I don't really like knit elastic, and I don't really like the non-fold stuff. But the Pico in Pico elastic only means it's more decorative. So along one edge of that elastic, I don't have any. Oh, I might have some in my trash. Oh, wait, maybe not. Oh yeah, I did sew underwear. No, I didn't. No, that's not. Yeah, I think I did empty my garbage. So I don't have a piece of it sitting here. But yeah, so Pico just means it's like decorative, it's pretty. And I'm sure you've seen it like on the edge of things like underwear legs, or you know, like camisoles and things like that, you know. So you can also get Pico trim, you know, and then it's not an elastic. So Pico is just the edging, that's all. So. And maybe Wikipedia would give you a better explanation than I just did, because mine was kind of wordy. So. Oh, how'd that go, Kathleen? Your grab bag of elastic. Drink. Ray's paying attention. Oh, really, Tammy? Okay, so how did you know to try that, and what was your source, and give us the details. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Libby, exactly. Like, I feel like I do, so that's the other thing. I switched my serger thread before the stream started, and I mentioned this during that stream. I switched my thread to a lighter weight thread because of the thread I have on hand. It's all kind of heavy duty. Like this right here is a Tex 40, and most people sew on Tex 27. And I could feel that. Like when I was doing my little sample of the cover stitch, I was like, you know, this just feels kind of heavy. And you know, that's kind of an intimate, sensitive area, so I kind of wanted the thread to be lighter weight. And while one needle thread on my cover stitch kept breaking, I got the hang of it and it stopped breaking. And on the serger it was fine. And like the maxi lock is like a totally normal weight, like it takes 27. So I had some of those, so I put those in. I'm getting down here. Let's see. Let's hope the number of pockets matches up with the number of bags. It's okay if it doesn't, but I love it when it does, you know. You keep seeing vintage what? Yeah, it's got little points, Malin, exactly. Visually, Pico is, yeah, it looks like this, and there's little points, and it's got a whole, you know, like a little scallop. Oh, is Malin making one of those too? Okay, wait, someone said something in there. Helen at Helen's Club. Oh, yeah, he's just following him, which is cut out of everything. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that that's a good thing to do as well. In fact, all of those I made were all out of scraps from making my pajamas. And so they all feel different when I'm wearing them. That is... I love how I can sew 20 of these and then all of a sudden I'm like, that seems so much further up than that one. Look at that. Oh yeah, this one's upside down too. Okay. Well, I knew it. I'm glad I didn't just trust it. Where's my, I'm looking for my center notch because I have to kind of come up with my own now. The bag is symmetrical top and bottom, but the notches are not. It's always good to know how to get yourself out of a pickle if you do something like that, so you're not like, I need those notches. Yeah, when I pivot these corners, what I do is put my finger under this edge. I'll show you. Oh, hey, Ray, thank you. Is the alert off? Oh, the alert could be off. Ray always deserves her alert. Let's see. Alert box. Oh, yeah, it was. Where is it? There it is. It might go twice. So what I do, my face cam's a little bit in the way. I get down here to this corner, right? Because this is square, this is straight. I will put my finger up here like this and make sure it's smooth. And then I'm holding this flat and I pull this down kind of taut. And then I place it down and make sure that I don't get any wrinkles in this underpiece. And then I keep going. I always hold these layers separately to make sure that they don't affect, one doesn't affect the other. And the same thing, I'm gonna put my finger under here, pick it up, hold taut. And the reason I'm doing that is because it keeps the wrinkles out from on the bottom layer. The bag is getting a little wrinkly there, so make sure that thread doesn't also poke out. So I'm pushing my finger in there and I'm keeping this flat and this flat best I can and making sure that it pivots where the needle is. And then I just carry on. I don't wait too long. And that's how I can get corners without, you know, any tucks right here. And because I'm not top stitching or anything like that, so. Oh, I've heard of the Kapunda undies. Nice. No, I clicked it a few times. Sorry. The alert was off and I couldn't tell. Hi, Derek. Oh, Scottish hot. Not California hot. Yeah, it is 84 degrees Fahrenheit here. It's cooler than yesterday. It got really hot this week. And I've been kind of out of it because we worked in the yard. We're doing all this brush removal right now, and we have people at the house right now doing some serious brush removal, getting ready for fire season and stuff. And dang, just being out there for an hour and a half really takes it out of me. I love the heat, but my body does not like it. So, let's see, where are we at? Here we go. So where you start with, like, are you wondering where to start as far as finding elastic? I mean, you can buy, like, I don't know what resources you have or what country you're in, Zuzi. Like, I don't know if you have something like a big box, you know, garment sewing store, you know, like a Joann Fabrics garment sewing store, fabric store that has garment specific materials. Because even at Joann Fabrics, they sell Pico elastic, you know, in a package. Like, that works. And you can use, you know, self fabric for the waistband if you want. What I would do is I think you should just make a couple and see what you like before you commit. But I think, like, for me, I'm going to buy some fold over elastic and just have a bunch of it on hand for when I have scraps, again, to cut out some more underwear, you know. But I would hate for you to buy a 50-yard roll of fold over elastic or Pico elastic and be like, wow, I really don't like this, or my machine really doesn't like this. You can go places like, I think Tailor Made and Bra Makers Supply, both sell fabric elastics like that. This is another one I marked upside down. It's so annoying that I did that on a few. I'm gonna have to make sure I don't, well, it's kind of too late now. Yeah, there's always wrinkle. Yeah, it's just a knack, Ursula. And I feel like when I do that, the best thing is to hold it really taut when I pivot. And make sure that while I'm pivoting, the other thing that helps is if you have a notch. So like, say this is my corner right here. It's supposed to be a notch right there. It really helps the pivot if there's a notch right there, because look, when I turn corners, see, right, that little edge stays flat right here. So here's my little, I just nipped into the fabric. I have a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So if you get to that point where you're pivoting, maybe you don't have a notch, if you can clip into there before you pivot, that'll help a lot if you don't already have it there. But when you have that, it really, you know, frees it up, right? Because now look, it can turn 90 degrees. But if it's not there, see, this whole thing right here is going, did it really? Nello. Hi, Walter. How's it going? Yeah, Monday was really hot. That's when I was out there. Yes, East Coast, East Coast. Okay, so you might have something like that. Yeah, exactly, Terry. I went to bed 2 nights in a row early. So, it looks like it said the stream disconnected, but last time we only got a flicker, right? Oh, I was going to show you, Ursula. So, like this one right here, I don't have a notch on this side, right? So, because this one is upside down. So if I get up to here at that pivot point, and if you can, just clip up to your needle there and then pivot. And like I said, I'm pulling these like this. This is kind of the motion of my hands. And smoothing that, and then I place it down. Get the bag out of the way there. My hands are really strong, but yeah, just don't take no for an answer. Yeah, try the clipping. Yeah, because if you're getting the wrinkle on this piece, the bag side, the straight one, that's probably what's wrong if there's no clip there. And this one is definitely the one that's going to creep under anyway. There's a bag around here that doesn't, that needs a pocket. It's not in the pile. Yeah, it's been pretty warm here. And my cat, you know, he went out last night, didn't come in. This is another one that's upside down. Gosh darn it. Why? This top pile that I did first, this group of 24, I didn't have my groove yet of how I planned on like marking the handles. And so I probably didn't pay attention. And I was kind of like squeezing everything in between everything else. You know, so like any work is better than no work was kind of my philosophy, which wasn't. Sometimes it's not the case. Sometimes it's better to have your head screwed on tight. And if it's not, don't do it. Right? So. I got to use my automatic back tack though. Like when I was doing the short seam, I definitely, whoops, why did I do that? Oh, and don't do that. You don't want to, I was thinking about the back stitch, and so I kept going. You don't want this attached. You need to pivot at that notch. I love how I'm teaching you how to sew a bag. You're probably never going to sew. There we go. There we go. I'm glad these are going well because I did notice that like when you do the stack cutting, like when I did a stack cut with a big machine, sometimes it doesn't stay very accurate. And I definitely noticed a little bit of that. So I was a little worried. I don't want the bag to go, you know, like do that weird shifting thing, you know, like this. I don't want it to torque. All right, well, all these have pockets. So there's one at the bottom somewhere that doesn't have a pocket. Oh, well. That bot, exactly, yeah. Yeah, try that clip thing, Ursula. Because you could see how it helped to kind of spread it out and make it relax, you know. I think those kinds of things, that visual kind of affirmation of what's happening helps to kind of remind you when you get there, because visually you'll be like, oh, that can't happen right now unless I put that little snip in there. So now I'm just facing this top edge. I didn't have to do this. I could have overlocked it. I had at one point like a notch so I could overlock, but I don't know. I felt like these folks would appreciate having something a little more polished. This is the step I'm still getting better at. Getting faster at, I should say. It's not hard, it's just, you know, a little awkward because the bag is almost done. I don't want bad back tacks though. I'm going to try holding my top thread and see if that helps. This is also where I top stitch down the handle. I don't have to, but it's kind of a nice touch. Kind of keeps that cool little angle. The one good thing is if I forget the label and I have to take it out and put it back, put some stitching back in, it's inside the handle and you can't see it on the other side. So. Yes, exactly, Ursula. That is so true. I love Go Days. Very underrated pattern drafting element, for sure. Let's pull this apart really nice and flat. That looks pretty good right there. Let's see how this side looks. It's okay. All right. You don't usually, really, Barbara? You don't usually break 100 until June? I mean, it does feel early to me right now. Is it buffering? I lost the stream for a bit though, Ray. For like a split second. For a bit. Yeah. Yeah, we were kind of beating ourselves up for doing our brush removal now, you know, when, oh, this one's, oh, never mind. You know, like all our neighbors are done. But then we had to remind ourselves we didn't have all this equipment. It's our first year at our place. We're still learning what we need. And we didn't think we would ever buy a tractor. Oh, wait, I didn't need to do that. And we did. That's going to be great. And we also were going to just do it ourselves once we got the tractor. And we were like, you know what? We don't have time. Yeah, right, Carrie? Yeah, that is the one thing I think about. What could be done for like fire prevention, stuff like that? I feel like that would be a good thing for eminent domain. You know, like fire breaks. At least you're not like being asked to move because they're going to put a mall on your house, right? They're just saying, hey, we're going to put this like 10-foot wide fire break on your property to save your life. What do you say? Okay. And to save your whole neighborhood. It went out and came back. Yeah, I've been getting that a little bit lately. I wonder if it's a heat thing. Tell when I'm try-harding, huh? I've never heard of that, Juki. Is that a tabletop style? Because I don't know those very well. Mine is just a button on top right here. And I actually have a whole video on using and maintaining a Juki or an industrial machine. So this right here just turns it on and off, and I have it set up to go 3 stitches forward, 3 stitches back, so it'll do this. And that's all. I just pressed it, and now it's waiting with the needle down. And when I back stitch, it does it again. So if I do it, it does 3 stitches forward and then 3 stitches back, and then clips the thread and spits it out. That's how mine is set up. I don't use it very often. And in fact, you'll never see me use it. I'm hitting a little lever right here. It's really hard for me to show you this, but there's like a little, I don't know if I can even show you. I just can't show you. There's like a little silver plate Oh, I could take a picture with my phone. Right here. So you see this right here? This little silver lever, when I hit that, it goes backwards, and that's what I'm using. But I also have a full-on, you know, back stitch over here. This bar is a back stitch as well. So those do it manually. Now, if you don't have electronics, you don't have the one right here. See, now that the presser foot's down, it's ready to go. The reason I don't use it a lot is because when I sew garments together, I don't find I need to back stitch as often as you probably think. I know sometimes people say, why aren't you back stitching? Oh shit, that scared me. Sorry, I cussed. Oh God. I wasn't expecting that. I had to turn that off. Whew. So anyway, it's a regular, but it has an industrial. Yeah, okay, yeah, exactly. That's awesome. That's awesome. You guys both have the same machine. I love it. Here it is. I think it's really handy in production and repetitive things. What's the secret? So I don't use it a lot. I don't like my back stitch showing if I can prevent it, except in places where I'm like ending for sure the seam, you know. So you don't see me use it a whole lot. And I explain it why I don't occasionally. By all means, use it. I'm definitely not the kind of sewist that is going to tell you what's right and what's wrong, because I do things a lot differently than most sewists, and I was told all my young sewing life how to do things, and no one knew why. So you just do what works for you and your garment and your project, honestly. Someone came up with that stuff somewhere along the line, and it's okay if you come up with it too. Oh, I could, yeah, exactly, Mrs. Decker. I know, like, it's so funny because I think I had to change my whole camera angle during that video to show the front of my machine, which is a lot easier when I'm recording a video because I can move it around, you know. Yeah, it is a secret. It does feel like a secret because it's like the one thing you can't see me really doing. And it's so, like, really easy because I'll be holding something and I can just go like this and do it, you know, like it's very convenient. And when I'm using my home machine, I'm often going like this, swinging around for it, and it's not there, so. I think it is completely fine to come up with your own rules as long as your garment is nice, like secure. If you're selling it, it looks nice and finished. Definitely tons of people get away with not finishing their garments and selling them. I am not a fan of that. Doesn't mean it doesn't sell. You're making money, right? So that's so awesome. Those things look really good. I saw one of those platinum ones at Millen's store, and I was definitely like under its spell for a second there. You turned yours off too, Terry? Yeah. And I think like some folks probably feel like because I don't use it a lot, it may seem a little bit like I'm not getting my money's worth with my machine, but I don't feel that way at all. Like I feel like I am fully getting my money's worth with this machine because that function is a package, and it comes with being able to thread clip and like right now, you know, like using the heel lift, being able to use the heel lift right now to raise and lower my presser foot, that's all together. And that is absolutely stuff I use constantly. So, what was that noise? I heard a noise. I don't like hearing noises over there. This is they don't get a brand on their label. They just get my silly little clown face. They're gonna be like, I don't know who this is. Who made your bag? I don't know. This yellow-haired clown looking thing. I love it. Maybe the next time I have my labels made, I'll write so-so on them. This feels chunky right here. Trying to avoid it. There we go. I'm clipping my threads as I go too, so I can do as little quality control as possible at the end. Because it's just me. Yeah, I think if you're sewing a lot of things, the back check is really great. Or maybe if you're a quilter, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the non-existent knee lift. Oh my goodness. I remember someone saying, what are you doing? Because I would keep swinging my knee over because I was showing them how to do something on the machine. I was like, I'm looking for the knee lift. Because their machine had a heel lift, and which was nicer than my machine, but it was one of my sewists. And so I gave them the machine, the nicer machine, and I kept the knee lift. The knee lift also gave me some repetitive motion issues in my sacrum. So, you know, maybe I should have gotten in the heel lift, you know. But I thought it was really funny. She's like, why do you keep doing that? Is that part of it? Like, no, I'm looking over the knee lift. It's a little dance you do. This is right? Why does this all of a sudden feel wrong? I feel like there's always this point in your production sewing where you stop thinking about it and then you start going, wait, is that right? Like when it becomes muscle memory and then you kind of start going, I don't know. You know? You are not going to be a spoiled and bratty sewer, Susie. You're going to be efficient and happy. Efficient and happy is worth so much. Efficient and happy. That should be our motto. Right? Being content is so underrated in our society, you know? See, so I'm not facing that whole edge because that edge, this is something I actually had to train myself on because I am definitely of the school where everything needs to be fully finished inside, and that is not true. Like if you start looking at a lot of ready-to-wear stuff, even really nice ready-to-wear stuff, you will notice there are unfinished seams and things like that. And so one of the things I've been kind of doing with like the current phase I've been in probably in the last like I want to say like 5 years of my bag making and sewing as far as like for the commercial side of it is unlearning some of that over finishing. Like I was overdoing it on the finishing and it made my things last forever, which is great, right? But at the same time, is it all really necessary? You know, like these things are going to last forever without it. There's nothing compromising it. And from the visually, if you're using this bag, you can see in there, you know, deep in there, that seam down there, you know, this one here, it's raw, but it's also top stitched down. That is fine. That one is a French seam in there, right? So now I'm only left with a raw edge right here on the side, which are both at an angle. This one's at an angle and this one is underneath. So will we lose a few threads here? Yes, but look at that, now they're gone. And it's way in here. So this corner gets pushed up in there. You don't see it. So visually all you see are this first couple inches, and that's why I decided to face it. I tried doing it all the way around and it was too hard and such a risk for seconds. And I can't risk seconds when it's just me doing these, you know? And I just don't, I think like, you know, ascribing to like the, you know, everything has to be perfect school constantly is just a lot. I think you have to have a little bit of flexibility. The deer, man, they just truck through here. They catch my eye and I'm like, whoa. They've been coming through our property lately at home. It's the only thing we hadn't seen yet. We've seen bobcat, fox. We know the coyote have been there. We haven't seen them. We know a mountain lion came through. Rattlesnakes, possums, raccoons. What else? They hadn't seen deer, and now we've seen deer 2 days in a row. So, did I put my label? Okay, I did. I almost put 2 labels. Wouldn't that have been funny? I'm not sure I would have taken it out either, just because it's funny. All right, clip, clip. Always inspect that first one. It's always my trouble one. I pre-cut all of these and it really made me nervous. Like, can I trust that I got the right length? See, look at that. My corner's splayed out there, Ursula. That one I didn't get quite on. It worked out okay because it's kind of coming up. Right? It's so true, Sutter. It's so true. Yeah, it's kind of, I have to also, you know, I had to go through the phase of I'm not responsible for all the things other people around me buy. And so, you know, if my daughter or my husband is shopping for something and they buy something sewn, if they're happy with it, they're happy with it, you know? It's theirs, it's not mine. I was a little nervous about running out of this long, thin stuff, so I pieced it together and then cut them out, and I'm really glad I did. It saved so much, because I would have just done each one from the piece I cut, because I couldn't remember if I had measured it or not, or if I had counted the number of layers I had, and if I would have done that, I would have ended up with a lot of pieces this long that I would have had to piece together, and that wouldn't have been okay. Or buying more fabric and waiting forever to have it get here just to face my bags and finish them, so. All seams feel the need to tie. Yeah, I mean, I understand that. If that makes you feel good about your sewing, then do it. It's okay. Oh, really, Terry? So what makes you think they won't be perfect? Because I bet they will be. Okay. My fingers are going to be tired after this sewing this one because I'm spreading so far apart. Like trying to pull and make it nice and flat and taut. Because if I don't, I'll get this weird little, like this is the seam right here that I'm sewing this facing to, see? And right, especially right in here, if I don't, I'll get this little bubble of fabric if I don't make sure it's nice and flat. That's why I'm fiddling so much at the beginning and end. Flat, handle flat. By the time I've sewn 100, they're gonna look really nice. It's too bad they're not getting like, you know, the second 100, which I'm not sewing. All right. Rid of that thread. This one looks really nice over on this side. This one always looks so nice. I guess coming at it is easier than starting. Because see, look at this one's a little bit wigglier. That back stitch is a little messy. You know? I'm gonna back stitch from this side so it kind of cleans it up a little bit. Ah, thanks, that scared me. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you. If you're watching, this is not my usual style stream. But it's nice to have you guys all here while I'm doing this. Sorry, 12:30. Thanks, Lisa. I love hearing that because I'm nervous. I hope they really like them, you know? All right, I'm gonna sew this one and then I'm going to show you guys my plan to make this rug that I'm talking about and pick out my fabrics, and tomorrow I'm gonna cut that out. Yeah, I'm almost done with this 25. Oh, look at that. I ran out of bobbin. I got the, what's the pattern company called? The Do It Better Yourself, right? I got their legging pattern that I'm going to use for my undershorts. I can't remember the name of it. But I need those soon, so we'll probably do that at some point. And I've never made one of their patterns, so I thought that would be kind of cool, you know. Shirt 12 sewn, nice. Really? Okay, wait, Malin, which one was that? Was that one of the slopers? Oh, Sutter, I'm sorry. That's a really fun pattern to sew, but boy, that's a lot of fitting, like components to fit on that one since you have the torso and all that. Oh, nice, Lisa. Anything but basic. I like that, ABB. Oh, from Sonia's book, right. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I thought it would be, I'm gonna check out, like, could we design something on the fly on that? It is free, Lisa, thank you. It's the free one. Is that what it's called, ABB? Which one, Zuzi? There were a bunch of people that were really interested in their, like, moto pant And at first I was looking at their jeans short, and then I was like, God, those are so low rise. But then I noticed that they come in a bunch of rises. So the pattern, the photos could have been a little bit more like, you know, here's the low rise, here's the medium rise, here's the high rise. I would have liked to see that, you know, because I was kind of like, that ship sailed. That ship was never, ever at the dock waiting to sail, that low rise. Oh, okay, thank you for saying that's what it's called, anything but basic. Yeah, I did the free one because I figure that might appeal to a lot of you. That's cool, Malin. Good. Nice. That's awesome, Beverly. That's so cool. I saw that t-shirt. It's the only men's pattern they had. Because I'm still on the hunt, or, you know, I'm trying to decide. We need 2 more menswear patterns. We don't have to. But, you know, I kind of want to do 5 this year. One of which I'm going to probably sew and upload, just so we can get them all done. Oh, I forgot my label. I can do it on this side, but still. One of a kind. That counts, right? Why is this one of a kind? Well, your label's on the right side. Okay. I had to make the width of this facing a very specific width so that my presser foot could stay either on or off this thickness, you know? Because when your presser foot falls off those things, that's when you get wiggly lines. This one side's always wider. And look at this side's always, it could be the stuff I'm sewing. So I have 3 right now. I have the Wardrobe by Me cargo shorts, that jacket with all the pockets on it that has a drawstring waist, that'll probably not do the drawstring waist on, and the chinos. So I'm doing 3, a whole suit. Nah. Go away, Walter. You're doing the highest rise in all of them, Susie? Yeah, I'm with you there. Yeah, it is a cute touch, Carrie, yeah. So the one, I'm thinking of doing the Quadra jeans by Thread Theory, because I know someone was really interested in that. And I was going to do underwear, and I'm not, because he doesn't want any more. Oh, that's a good idea, Malin. They have some pretty stylish stuff, too. I would like to do something knit. I don't know if my husband would wear a Henley. He's not a V-neck or a Henley kind of guy. Walter's all, yeah, how about a whole suit? Unstructured. Okay, let's see. I don't have my lights on in here because I don't know why, but my office is getting so hot when the lights are on. Woohoo! Did you go to IKEA? No. That's the pattern table. That's not too bad, but it's dark over here. So I'm gonna turn the camera over here. And let's see if I can get it kind of in the right spot. Let's see. Half zip top layering piece. Oh yeah, we were talking about that, Beverly. I asked him about that because he loves those kinds of shirts. Terry, shame on you. Oh wait, I need to turn. Sorry, I gotta do a few things when we're switching cameras. Sorry about that. I have a cute little, I'm changing cameras screen, but you know, YOLO. I might have to turn the light on over here. Maybe not. I literally have the lights on off over here. This will work, except for now the table's too bright. Okay. Oh man. I'll turn the lights on. I'll just turn one on. The color looks really bad on here. You guys see it? Yeah, I don't know about the color. All right, well, this is gonna be it right now. Terry's asking for the gloves. Gloves. It's summer. Stop with the gloves. Well, I am making that jacket with all the pockets on it, so I feel like that is pretty. I like the idea of a vest. Maybe I should run that by him. Maybe he'd rather have a vest. Ooh. Yeah, that's true. Beverly's like, half zip, half zip. You know, actually, Beverly, I think you're right. I think I am with you on this. Because my husband would actually like that, too. All right, so far, this is what I got. So this is my plan. It's like a fabric haul video. I got my fabric worm order. So I bought this noodle head. Isn't this great? See, I'm a Californian. These are oak leaves. Oaks all over my property. So I'm gonna make my daughter a laundry basket out of these. And that's gonna be my sewing video. And then I got an entire, I think a half-yard bundle of Carolyn Friedlander's. I'm really into these nerdy fabrics. They're very nerdy to me and I really love them. But they're lots of little lines. I especially love these right here, which my cameras probably don't love. But then I realized they really don't go with my bathroom. Han Solo vest. A fitted waistcoat. Oh my God, you guys. Okay. We're talking a t-shirt and shorts kind of guy and outdoorsy. I'm making things he's gonna wear, but I do like the utility vest idea. I wonder if he would go for that because the jacket I'm making him is waterproof, but I'm not gonna seam seal it, and it's gonna be for working out in the yard. It's got a bunch of pockets on it. And if you go to the wardrobe by me men's section, you're gonna see these three patterns are very obvious. The cargo shorts, the jacket, and the chinos are the three I'm gonna make. Okay, so the pattern I'm gonna do for my bathroom rug, this is my plan, is I'm gonna use the closet core patterns, this free poof, which I've made a bunch of. I love sewing these things. It's funny, it doesn't say closet core on this, but this is a free pattern by them. I'm gonna use the top, which is this pattern piece, and I'm gonna make it bigger. It's gonna be much bigger, like this long. I'm gonna extend it. And then linen shorts. What? You just finished them? Nice. Everyone needs them. Everyone does need some. And then I'm going to make it kind of like a quilt. I'm making a quilt for the bathroom floor. But then I'm going to use this brush on non-stick stuff to make it non-slip. Not non-stick, non-slip. We all need to be making what you're making, huh, Carrie? So that's my plan, but I was thinking, like, I got my green bin out here, and I'm like, what could I actually think I have, like, this is hers. Maybe I would stick this in here, and I'm just going to stick some greens in here because my bathroom has a lot of green in it, you know, just something. It'd be nice if it was her fabric, though, you know, to kind of keep with the theme. I don't think, I could probably make that work. That's not hers, but I could make that work. Ooh, this would be kind of cool. I have this map, this bike map. I need to do something with this. They give these away here. The poof is great because what you can do is put all your fabric scraps in it. It makes it about a bazillion pounds though. They don't tell you that part. But it does make it really heavy. I mean, maybe, I don't think I have enough of any of these though. Maybe that could tie, I don't know, that doesn't really go with the whole theme of it though, you know? I have this bike, these bike tires. Once it's all sewn, it'll all look like it goes together, so don't stress out. That kind of goes. So maybe I could sprinkle in these 3 greens in there, and that'll kind of make it a little more cohesive with my bathroom. Maybe, maybe not. And maybe take away some of the blue. I need about 12 fabrics if I want 1 for each pie slice, or I can do 2, you know? We'll just pretend like these were here all along. And then nobody noticed. See, it already looks like it belongs in there. You can't even see, it's so dang bright. You guys are so funny how you don't complain. Why is it, what is the, is that my monitor or is that the camera doing the waves on the screen? Okay. Yeah, storage for fabric or coats. Okay, so I've done that too. I've put things in some of ours that are like towels and things like that. The only thing I'm going to say is if you use the poof, you could be getting that stuff dirty, you know, just like, I don't know, just it's something to think about. Maybe I would take away some of the black. That kind of lightens it up, even though I really love this print. I love this print. So I need like 12. This is looking a little bit more like my bathroom. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have this one in here twice. All right, I think that I have a good start here. You know, we'll see. I have this in a green somewhere. Oh, I have this, but this isn't at all like that. Well, this could be fun. I only have scraps of this left though. Yeah, it doesn't go. All right, well, we'll find one more. have this I could add, maybe. So, yeah, exactly. Hi, Martina. How's it going? My monitor's high. What does that mean, Walter? Like does you mean the brightness? Because I've toned it down since. Or do you see the waves on the screen? Let me see if I see them on... Yeah, I think I see them on YouTube too. Yeah, so I was doing some production sewing, Martina, and now I'm just getting ready for tomorrow. I'm going to make myself a bathroom rug, which is basically a quilt, and I'm going to paint some non-slip stuff on the back. So I'm going to cut it tomorrow, and I'm going to start sewing it tomorrow. And then I'm going to finish sewing it by Saturday, I hope. And I hope my paint on non-slip stuff will be here. So, and I'm going to use the Closet Core Patterns Free Poof for the top. I'm just going to do a big pie. We'll see. I'll make this piece longer tomorrow morning. That's my plan. No waves. You don't see that? Maybe it's my monitor. I think maybe Walter's right. Oh. Oh, on drugs. I thought you meant like high as in, oh. That was the first thing I thought of, but I live in California, but I didn't think that would be what you meant. Okay, let's see, what else? I think that's everything. Looking at my fabrics over here. Yeah, I'll pull some things together. I'm liking the way this looks, though. I kind of want it to raise. It is funny. You're admiring the order in my closets. I think you're talking to someone else. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Allison, the bike map is pretty cool. I want to make something with it. So, someone wrapped a gift for me with it. Maybe for my husband. I thought it'd be fun to use it someday. I could maybe use it in here. That would be kind of neat. You know? It's kind of, I might as well. It's kind of in the, so I actually used to live right here. And this is this huge park right here. So this is actually, this park right here is above here. And the really, really old movie, the Robin Hood movie, was filmed in this park. And it was up here. So it's this really long, narrow park, but it's really wide in person. It just looks on a map really narrow, and it's awesome. It's miles and miles long, and so it's like a highway. It's awesome. And yeah, and I lived over here when I lived in town, and it made it feel so great. Like you could walk the dog. They had an off-leash time in there, and running, biking, everything goes on in there. It's awesome. And there's like a creek that goes down the middle of it, and it's one way going down and the other way going up on the other side of the river. That made no sense at all, but you know what I mean. There were two paths, one way. They were both one way. Oh my God, I need to eat. So I just loved it. And I do miss that. It's funny, I live out in the country now, and I don't have a like a running trail. I'm trying to make one on my property, but it's going to take some time. So. All right. Well, this is good. I'm excited about this. I think this will turn out cuter in person and look cuter on the floor. And I'm really excited to have like a fabric rug. I'm going to quilt it a lot so that it's nice and flat. And I think that it'll be more comfortable for Loki to hang out on. Totally washable, you know? And I haven't updated my bathroom rugs in years. So I also thought about making 2 half circles, you know, like this. Like one under the sink. Here's the sink. And one for the tub. There's that. I like that idea. I don't ever use the tub, but it would look right there. And then, you know, you could just make a half moon little rug. You could make one just even a little bigger for the kitchen sink. I think it'd be cute. Anyway. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow probably. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me and helping me production sew. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for the Anything Goes week too. I appreciate it. So, and thanks for the donation, Ray. I appreciate it. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon. See you tomorrow. Bye.